Welcome to my channel, Travel the World. Let me introduce you to the top 20 places you must visit in Denmark. Denmark, bros, Vikings, Legos, pastries you can't pronounce. It's got it all. We're talking vibrant cities that'll make your Instagram pop, castles that'll make you wish you were royalty, minus the whole inbreeding thing, and nature so beautiful it'll make you want to frolic. Don't actually frolic though, could be dangerous. So whether you're a history buff, a thrill seeker, or just looking for a good time, Denmark's got you covered like a warm blanket on a cold Swedish night. Wait, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Denmark. Get ready for some epic adventures, stunning views, and maybe even some awkward encounters with statues. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out. Welcome to Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark, and home to more bikes than people. Watch out for those cyclists, they're ruthless. Maybe it's the colorful buildings lining the harbor, or the smell of fresh pastries wafting through the air. Everyone seems to be riding a bike and smiling. Prepare to be infected with wanderlust as we explore the city's charming streets, royal palaces, and museums. Next stop, Tivoli Gardens. Imagine a magical wonderland where roller coasters twist and turn amid sparkling lights, gardens bloom with vibrant colors, and the air is filled with the sounds of laughter and music. No, it's not Disneyland, bros, it's even better. It's Tivoli Gardens. This isn't your average amusement park. Tivoli Gardens is one of the oldest in the world, and it's dripping with history and charm. Lush gardens straight out of a fairy tale, and even a concert hall that's hosted everyone from the Beatles to Elton John. But don't let the old school vibe fool you. Tivoli Gardens has something for everyone. Thrill seekers can get their adrenaline pumping on rides like the Demon. Sounds metal, right? While those who prefer a more relaxing experience can stroll through the gardens, catch a show, or just chill by the fountain with a hot dog and a beer. Seriously, this place is like a real-life fairy tale, and I'm not even exaggerating for once. Be prepared to be enchanted, bros, because Tivoli Gardens is an experience you won't forget. Alright bros, we're diving into some classic Danish vibes now. You can't make a top places in Denmark list without mentioning the Little Mermaid statue. It's like the Eiffel Tower of Denmark, but smaller and wetter. Imagine sitting on a rock staring out at the sea for eternity. That's this girl's life. This bronze babe is based on the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale, which, let's be real, is kinda dark if you think about it too much. But hey, she's an icon. People come from all over to snap a selfie with her. Just try not to get too close. You know how tourists are. They'll trample you to get the perfect Instagram shot, even if you're a mythical sea creature. Next up, we're heading to a place with a bit more sparkle. Yeah, you heard me right, sparkle. Okay, forget the Little Mermaid, we're talking castles now. Rosenborg Castle, to be precise. This place is like a history lesson wrapped in a Renaissance-style package. And you know what the best part is? The crown jewels. We're talking serious bling here, guys. Diamonds, rubies, emeralds, all that good stuff. They say these jewels are priceless, but imagine if you could just, borrow them for a YouTube video. Just kidding. No. But seriously, this castle is amazing. It's like stepping back in time. You can almost picture the kings and queens strutting around, showing off their fancy clothes and jewels. Speaking of castles, let's bounce to another one, because why not? This next one's got Shakespeare vibes. Alright, listen up, Shakespeare fans, this one's for you. Kronborg Castle is the real deal setting for Hamlet. That's right, the brooding prince himself supposedly walked these halls. This castle is seriously massive and imposing. It's like it's straight out of a history book, but like a really cool history book with dragons and stuff. Okay, maybe not dragons, but you get the idea. They even do Shakespeare performances here during the summer. Can you imagine watching Hamlet in the actual castle where it all went down? Talk about immersive theater. So yeah, Kronborg Castle, it's historic, it's dramatic, and it's definitely worth a visit. It's almost as good as watching my YouTube channel. Almost. Alright bros, we're heading to Aarhus, Denmark's second largest city. Think Copenhagen, but with a bit more edge. Aarhus is like that friend who's super into history but also knows all the cool underground clubs. You know the type. First up, you gotta check out the Eros Aarhus Art Museum. It's got this crazy rainbow panorama on the roof that gives you insane views of the city. Plus, they've got Viking artifacts and modern art all under one roof. It's like a history lesson and an art attack all in one. But Aarhus isn't all museums and history, alright? They've got a super cool Latin Quarter with cobbled streets and cozy cafes. Perfect for grabbing a coffee and pretending you're a philosopher, you know? And if you're feeling adventurous, head to the harbor for some seriously fresh seafood. Trust me, your taste buds will thank you. Next stop, Skagen. This place is basically Instagram heaven. But the real star of the show here is Grennen, the very tip of Denmark. It's where the North Sea and the Baltic Sea collide. You can actually stand with one foot in each. How cool is that? Just, maybe don't go swimming there. The currents are no joke. Okay, bros, this one's near and dear to my heart. We're talking Lego House, the ultimate pilgrimage for any Lego enthusiast. And yes, that includes you, inner child screaming with joy. This place is basically a giant Lego wonderland, with millions of bricks just waiting to be turned into masterpieces. They've got interactive exhibits, a history of Lego, and even a gallery showcasing incredible Lego creations from around the world. You can spend hours here and still not see everything. Trust me, I've tried. Build your own creations, explore different Lego worlds, and relive your childhood dreams of becoming a master builder. It's the perfect place to let your inner child run wild, no matter how old you are. And hey, if you get hungry from all that building, they've got a restaurant where everything is Lego themed, even the food. Okay, maybe not the food, but you get the idea. Alright bros, if you're a true 90s kid like me, you know Lego was life. And Legoland, forget about it. This place is a pilgrimage for any fan, young or old. We're talking rides, we're talking shows, all themed around our favorite colorful bricks. But here's the kicker, entire mini worlds built from Lego. I'm talking intricate details, famous landmarks, everything crafted with insane precision. It's enough to make your inner child scream Lego at the top of their lungs. And listen, I know what you're thinking, theme park food, blah, but hold your horses. Legoland actually has some decent grub. Think gourmet burgers, crispy fries, maybe even a pretzel bigger than your head. So whether you're a hardcore Lego fanatic or just looking for some family-friendly fun, Legoland is a must-visit. Just be prepared to have your mind blown by the sheer creativity and dedication poured into this place. Next up, we're heading to Odense, the birthplace of the OG storyteller himself, Hans Christian Andersen. Yeah, the guy who gave us The Little Mermaid, The Ugly Duckling, all those classic tales we grew up with. This city is practically oozing with charm and history. Think cobblestone streets, quaint houses, and a vibe that just screams fairy tale. You can practically picture Andersen strolling these streets, cooking up his next masterpiece. Now, if you're a true literature nerd, no judgment here, you gotta check out the Hans Christian Andersen Museum. It's packed with his original manuscripts, letters, and personal belongings, a real glimpse into the mind of a genius. But even if museums aren't your thing, Odense has something for everyone. Cozy cafes, beautiful parks, and a chill atmosphere make it the perfect place to unwind and soak up some Danish culture. Prepare to have your minds blown by the sheer natural beauty of Mons Klint. Towering white chalk cliffs plunging into the Baltic Sea. It's like something out of a fantasy movie, but it's real. The hike up can be a workout, but the view from the top is worth it. Panoramic views of the coastline that'll make you question reality. Tons of hiking trails through forests and along cliff tops. Watch your step. Wouldn't want anyone taking a tumble. Pack your hiking boots, grab your camera, and experience Mons Klint. A must-see for any nature lover visiting Denmark. Alright bros, buckle up because we're diving into some serious history at the National Museum of Denmark. This place is packed with artifacts, like seriously, you could spend days here and still not see everything. We're talking Viking swords, ancient jewelry, royal carriages, the whole shebang. They've even got these crazy, well-preserved Viking ships that'll make you feel like you're about to set sail for Valhalla. And it's not just old stuff. They've got exhibits on modern Danish history and culture too. You know, in case you wanted to learn about Hygge and stuff. After you're done geeking out over history, be sure to check out the museum's cafe. They've got some killer smørrebrød, which are basically Danish open-faced sandwiches. Trust me, they're delicious. So yeah, the National Museum of Denmark, it's a 10 out of 10 would recommend. Okay, let's be honest. Who doesn't love a good castle? And Frederiksborg Castle? This place is the real deal. It's like something straight out of a fairy tale with its towering spires, ornate decorations, and sprawling gardens. You can practically hear the trumpets blaring as you walk across the drawbridge. Inside the castle you'll find the Museum of National History, which is packed with paintings, furniture, and artifacts that tell the story of Denmark's past. And don't even get me started on the gardens. They're absolutely massive, with perfectly manicured lawns, colorful flower beds, and even a lake where you can take a romantic rowboat ride. Just imagine strolling through those gardens pretending you're a king or queen from centuries past. Or maybe that's just me. Either way, Frederiksborg Castle is a must-see for any visitor to Denmark. It's like stepping back in time, but with better plumbing. Time to hop on a ferry to Bornholm, an awesome island in the Baltic Sea. Think rugged coastlines, sandy beaches, charming fishing villages, and medieval history. Bornholm's round churches are super unique. Check out Hammershus Castle, a spooky medieval ruin. Enjoy hiking, biking, swimming, or just chilling on the beach. Don't miss the amazing seafood restaurants. Bornholm is perfect for escaping and enjoying island vibes. Egeskov Castle, bros. This place is straight out of a fairy tale. Built on a lake, it's one of Europe's best-preserved Renaissance water castles. Can you imagine building a castle on a lake? The logistics, man. The gardens surrounding the castle are insane. We're talking perfectly manicured lawns, colorful flower beds, and even a hedge maze. Talk about getting lost in a fantasy world, am I right? And if you're a car enthusiast like me, you're in for a treat. Egeskov Castle has a massive vintage car museum. Imagine classic cars, motorcycles, even old fire trucks. It's a trip down memory lane even if you weren't alive back then. Egeskov Castle has it all: history, beauty, and cars. What more could you ask for? Get ready to travel back in time, bros, because we're heading to Ribe, the oldest town in Denmark. Imagine cobblestone streets, medieval architecture, and a history that dates back to the Vikings. Walking through Ribe is like stepping onto a movie set. You can practically hear the clang of swords and the chatter of merchants. Keep an eye out for the Ribe Viking Center, where you can experience what life was like during the Viking Age. They even have reconstructed Viking houses and workshops. But Ribe isn't just about the past. It's a lively town with a charming atmosphere, cozy cafes, and unique shops. It's the perfect place to spend an afternoon wandering, exploring, and soaking up the historic vibes. Ribe is a must-see for history buffs and anyone who wants to experience the charm of old Denmark. Alright bros, you know how much I love Vikings. So, you know I had to include the Viking Ship Museum on this list. This place is a dream come true for any history nerd. Imagine seeing actual Viking ships perfectly preserved. These ships were used for raiding, trading, and exploration. They sailed the seas, discovered new lands, and basically made the Vikings the ultimate badasses of history. You can practically feel the history and adventure radiating from these ships. The museum also showcases tools, weapons, and artifacts from the Viking Age, giving you a glimpse into their daily lives. You can learn about their shipbuilding techniques, their navigation skills, and their culture. The Viking Ship Museum is a must-visit for anyone who wants to experience the power and ingenuity of the Vikings. Prepare to be amazed. Alright bros, buckle up because we're about to enter a completely different side of Denmark. Forget castles and Vikings, we're diving into Freetown, Christiania. This place is wild, like stepping into another dimension. It's fascinating. Christiania declared itself independent in the 70s. They have their own rules, their own vibe. You'll find colorful murals everywhere, people living in renovated military barracks, and a really chill atmosphere. Just be respectful, okay? It's their home. Christiania is known for its green light district. It's a designated area where certain substances are more tolerated. Beyond that, Christiania is about art, music, and community. They have amazing music venues, organic restaurants, and a really unique atmosphere. Definitely worth checking out if you're in Copenhagen. Just be cool, all right? Aalborg. You might not have heard of it, but trust me, this place is lit. Well, metaphorically, unless they have some crazy Viking fire festival, then maybe literally too. First off, Vikings. They were all over this place back in the day, so get ready for some serious history. We're talking museums, burial grounds, maybe even a replica longship or two. I'd steer clear of any actual Viking ghosts though, but hold up, it's not all ancient history here. Aalborg's also got a modern side. Think cool architecture, trendy cafes, gotta fuel up for more exploring, am I right? And when the sun goes down, Aalborg turns up. The nightlife here is legendary, so prepare to party like a Viking, or at least observe from a safe distance, up to you. Alright, listen up thrill seekers, Jers Summerland is where it's at. This ain't your average amusement park, bros. We're talking next level roller coasters. The kind that make you question your life choices, but in a good way. And it's not just about the adrenaline rush. This place is huge, nestled right in the heart of nature. So, if spinning through the air at ludicrous speeds gets to be too much, you can always chill out with some scenic views. But let's be real, we're here for the rides. I'm talking loops, drops, corkscrews, the whole shebang. Just make sure you've had your morning coffee. Wouldn't want any accidents on the pirate ship, right? Oh, and did I mention they have traditional Danish stuff too? Food, music, probably some trolls hiding in the forest. Gotta keep it authentic, Well, there you have it, bros. Denmark in all its glory, from Viking history to whimsical fairy tales, this country's got it all. And Legos. Don't forget the Legos. So what are you waiting for? Book that flight, pack your bags, and get ready for an epic adventure. Just try not to get lost in a Viking burial mound, alright? Oh, and before you go, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and ring the notification bell harder than Thor's hammer. You don't want to miss out on any future travel shenanigans, do you? Until next time, stay awesome.